is Tom, and I want to discuss about Conor McGregor and steroids, right? So, back in 2021, he fought Dustin Poirier. I don't know how to say his last name, right? But anyways, essentially during that fight, McGregor broke his leg, right, and he had to sit out for a very, very long time. But with that being said, he was able to go about rehab and to become healthier, stronger, and better during those times when he was, out of the ring. So, that is a long time to go about, right? So you have all this time to reinvent yourself, to build more muscle, to become bigger, right? Because obviously you became bigger. And yeah, so I don't understand why a lot of people are saying like steroids this, steroids that. It's impossible to come back from leg injury. Um, and you shouldn't be as big or you shouldn't be as strong or you shouldn't even be fighting anymore because like that it was a gruesome leg break and it's kind of weird how you're bouncing back super fast. You know what I mean? Which is completely absurd because everyone has a different way of coping with things and how they deal with things and essentially it all comes with your mindset, your willpower, right? Because I know what it takes in order to get back where you came from when you have suffered a gruesome injury, right? I have osteogenesis imperfecta, aka brittle bones. So I've been breaking bones since day one, since I've been alive, right? And I've been breaking inside my mom's stomach. So I mean, so let's fast forward a bit. um, Breaking bones doesn't necessarily mean that it will put you out of the business, out of commission, right? Now, when you do break a bone, depending on the severity of the fracture, right, it can hinder your performance. It can affect your gameplay. But if you go on about it in a safe way, and if you do different approaches, right, like prior to his leg break, now if he switch up his style, he won't he won't refracture that leg or he won't put a lot of stress on that leg because he knows in his mind that his leg is still vulnerable. So obviously he had to switch up his styles maybe, and he had to gain a little bit more muscle and weight in order to make up for the loss and to strengthen the body to make it more durable. Because if you're skinny, right, and don't have a lot of muscle, then your bones are vulnerable to fractures. So since then, McGregor has been building muscle, gaining a whole lot of weight. Therefore, he's creating a better, stronger, and durable body, right? So his legs are going to be stronger, his arms, his overall body and strength will be improved due to his layoff and by training, right? So a lot of people are saying that, like Lionheart, um, you know, there's just so much absurd comments made by fighters. It doesn't make any sense because we had like several people experience the same gruesome injury, such as Weidman and Sylvia, right? They both experienced some gruesome injuries. Weidman and Sylvia. Weidman's still out, you know, perhaps he had a worse fracture than McGregor. Sylvia ended up coming back still, you know, at his peak, and why can't another fighter do the same thing, come back healthy and strong, better than ever, and that should during that time off, people self-reflect during those times. So in order to improve upon yourself, you have to do self-reflection, and I'm sure that's what McGregor has done. He self-reflected and meditated to the point where he knew he had to improve his body and overall himself. So he began to work out. He began to prioritize his nutrition, working out, and everything to that nature. And now he has evolved. He is a beast, right? And a lot of people probably envy him because of that, because they see so much hard work, so much willpower, so much commitment and dedication to whatever he's doing, to everything what he's doing, right? And a lot of people um they're not jealous of it. They're just like, whoa, how? Because they question me the same thing, how? Like, when I tell people I broke two legs, two fingers, and my left arm at one time, like all in one time, right? They're like, how do you even like deal with that? I suffered, yeah, but during those times when I was recovering, I was improvising, I was meditating, and I was self-reflecting to the point where I had no choice but to improve myself. So that's what I believe Conor McGregor has done. I mean, that was a gruesome injury, and his last fight was a serious fight, a something that he really wanted to accomplish, but he couldn't done that because he suffered a fracture during the fight. Now he didn't really lose to Poirier. Um, it was more of a freak accident, so he didn't really count that as a loss. So um, people are just fascinated by the fact that he's so massive now, so big, so muscly, and healthy to the point where people just don't want to accept that. They think, like, remember, people, it took him time to develop all of this. This didn't happen overnight, nor over a month, okay? This happened for a long ass time. It's like 6 months or more. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I look, I'm in a wheelchair. Look, people, I'm in a wheelchair. And people criticizing me all the time saying I use steroids. There's no way. If you have the mindset and the dedication and the commitment to become better and stronger than ever than before, you can achieve it. You could achieve anything if you really put your mind into it. Just because Lionheart says this and other people saying that, they're all wussies, bro. Even like Conor McGregor said, they're all wussies. The reason why they're wussies is because they haven't suffered this type of gruesome injury before, right? Right? Yeah, sure, they probably suffered or encountered some type of similar situation, but they didn't suffer the same situation. So, yeah, it's a completely different story. I don't care what anyone says. If they haven't experienced the fractures that McGregor has and Weidman and Sylvia has, then you shouldn't be commenting on this because I have, like I said, I broke both of my legs, the tibia and fibula, both legs. Um, and prior to that, a couple years back, like way back, like a decade ago, I actually broke both my fingers and my left arm. So yeah, people, and I'm still walking around. I'm still standing. I'm still kicking, moving, working out, doing everything what I could. A broken bone doesn't set you back, right? It doesn't really. Yeah, you may lose your mobility, your flexibility, a little bit of strength, but in fact, when you do fracture a bone, and when the bone reheals or when it heals up, the bone becomes stronger because there's more calcium in that area. Therefore, the bone is stronger and harder and durable. So it's going to be harder to refracture that type of bone or that specific bone that you fractured, right? So, yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with science and you can't go wrong with willpower. Even though, like, he's going back on the USADA things, right? It just shows that he's so in the zone in the moment into the sport that he's not ducking and dodging anything. Like he said, he's gonna go back to the USADA or whatever that it's called when the UFC tests for steroids, right? He's gonna go back into the pool and get tested, and from there he'll be available to fight again once he has become tested and determine if he uses steroids or not. Once he's cleared from that, once he passes the test, then he can fight. So he's not ducking and dodging nothing. I just don't understand people. Hard work, consistency, eating a lot, having a good program, good protocols, good people near you, around you, good coaches, good everything. If you have everything on lock, things will go your way. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment down below and subscribe for more.